All right. Okay. But what we could do is we can work with that Tom model in a little bit. Okay, so starting out with the female gonad. Kara, can you stop for 10 minutes? So you can see that position Y. Right. So here's the ovaries, a little bit low. But up here would be your kidney. So whenever you ever heard of flank pain? Flank pain, which is basically. Okay, someone that's
These are your flanks.
Yeah, so your flank pains here usually when one had
Plank, correct?
flank.
It's your love handles.
No, a little bit on the side. Okay. FLANK, like flank, like the general would say, okay, you flank on the left and you flank on the right, I go down the middle. Now, oftentimes if someone who's reported a flank pain suggested that there could be a stone, okay, kidney stones or, yeah, so it's kidney problem, but it's over here. The urogenital system is that the kidney and the ovary, the gonads, is usually developed in the same region. Okay, so therefore, you can expect the ovary to be a little low, but it'd be on the side. The gonad, the male gonad, the testis also started up there, but it descends later on, right? So what we can see here is that this right here would be your ovary, right? Now surrounding this ovary is this thing here is known as the uterine tube or fallopian tube. At the end of the fallopian tube, it has this finger-like known as fimbriae. Okay, the fimbriae, and in fact, inside the uterus uterine tube, we have cilia as well. And the fimbria having this sweeping motion and say, "Come to me, come to me," because when the ovary release the eggs, the process known as ovulation, potentially that egg could be in the abdominal region. But by having the fimbria surrounding the ovary and call upon it, it induces the eggs to move down this way. And the cilia will sweep it toward this. Okay, this is the uterus. The uterus has really the perimetrium, which is out here, but the thick portion of this is the myometrium. Okay? And inside the uterus, this is known as the endometrium. Right? The endometrium will have two layers. The layers underneath is known as stratum basalis, and the layers underneath, which is most inside, is known as the stratum functionalis. Okay? I'm going to write that up there on the board a little bit for you. But at the end, or if you want to say inferior to the uterus, is this right here is known as the cervix. Okay, so you might know the human papillomavirus. Human papillomavirus has likes to HPV to replicate over here, so it can lead to cervical cancer. So a pap smear is where you scrape a little bit of this and look for the presence of the cells. If there's a lot of immune cells there, suggests that it might have some kind of infection. You shouldn't see any infection. The cervix is in fact is projected into this. It's known as the sheath, or also known as the vagina. The vagina again will have this infolding known as rugae. The vagina orifice, you can see that. See how it opens up. This is your vagina orifice, and if you're really a virgin, right, there should be a membrane, there's a hymen that is covering this. If you do a lot of gymnastics, you can break this hymen, right? Or in some country, after marriage, yeah, and the female have sex the first time, disrupting this hymen, then it could bleed. So you just take the sheet and say, yes, it's red. Then it's worth 100 cows and 50 pigs. But if it's not red, then I want my cows and pigs back. And well, modern day, what female can do is, okay, I broke it by doing a lot of gymnastics, right? Not the other means. I can surgically remove it, and then to have it suture. So then, yeah, why not? I'll be virgin again. So now I work 200 cows and 100 pigs.
A double version.
Yes. Yes. Alrighty. Note that the male urethra serve both as a male and female reproductive system. The female urethra is not. It's only for the urinary system. So sitting anterior to the uterus is the urinary bladder. You can see here. But note that the female urethra is very short, so therefore the female urethra are prone to get infection, right? And you, oftentimes girls, you're told to basically clean from front to back, right? Don't go from back to front, because there's a normal tendency to bring this bacteria. Most common of the urinary tract infection is due to normal flora, okay? So that's the pathology 101. It's come from this. That is coming up here. Or anytime you get like stagnant pools of urinary incontinence, for example, urine in here, you can lead to infection. Okay, again, this is, what is this? Pubis symphysis. Now, homologous to the male gland is not here.
No, what's in here?
What?
Isn't this?
You talking about the G-spot? No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this.
I was talking about the pancreas.
What does that have to do with the price of gasoline in China? All right. Now, I'm saying homologous to the glands where it has a lot of nerve ending, very sensitive structure right here. This is known as clitoris. Right here, Tom. Not what were you pointing before. Okay. Now, of course, like the glands, which is covered by the prepuce, right, protected. So the clitoris is covered by the hood, okay, over there. So, well, it's kind of hidden. So if you have to feel it to see where it is, okay? But usually it's hidden underneath that.
What's its purpose?
Now, of course, if you're talking about Africa, it's a female mutilation. A female should never have any kinds of arousal whatsoever. We can remove this. Okay. And then so they won't be so promiscuous. If that doesn't work, we do lobotomy. Okay? No. That's Rosemary Kennedy.
What is the point, the purpose of the hymen?
No, it's just protected. Yeah. Now, so female external genitalia, we're also including this right here. This is known as labia minora. And over here is your labia majora. Right here, above this, is what we call it a little pooch in the female. It's known as the mons pubis, which we just see over here. Okay? The pooch. All right, so the major ligament that drapes this right here is the broad ligament. Why not? The broad ligament, the ovarian ligament. Now this is the round ligament. I don't see the ovarian ligament. Okay. All right, no, forget it. You don't need to know the ligament.
Thank you.
All right, so this is the female. Does anyone have questions with this? Make sure you know this. And then we're gonna look at the histology of the, in the ovary, okay? So these are the things that I want you to know. Here's the ovary.